touching down and still in the spotlight.
Just going straight, please.
Okay, thanks, mate.
Novak Djokovic is now half a world away from the Australian Open.
It is day one of the 2022 Australian Open.
In Melbourne, the show must go on, even without the men's top seed.
Obviously, it's not the start that we wanted in the prelim to this tournament, but now that we're here, let's talk about who else is here.
I think I speak for many Australians when I say let the games begin. The Australian Open is much bigger than an individual player.
But the events of the past 10 days, which culminated in the sensational deportation of Novak Djokovic, are fresh in the minds of many.
For 10 days they were tormenting, dare to say even torturing, because it was not only intellectual but physical. Torture against Novak Djokovic.
Mr. Morrison never should have granted Novak Djokovic that visa in the first place. We are now an international embarrassment.
The full bench of the federal court upheld the government's decision to cancel his visa.
Both Minister Andrews and Minister Hawke have worked very hard to ensure that the rules have been applied appropriately. In doing so, the federal court has affirmed that position.
The court is yet to publish its reasons.
I think the broader significance is the evaluative judgments, the very subjective nature of these powers, and the fact that they're given to one individual.
I am concerned that these so-called God powers are exercised in relation not so much to people like Mr. Djokovic, but to the people like those who are detained in the Park Hotel with him.
Tennis Australia boss Craig Tiley still hasn't spoken publicly about the court's decision or his future.
That is entirely a matter for the TA board.
The federal government may choose to allow Novak Djokovic back into the country before the end of the 3-year ban that comes with his visa cancellation. That means he could be back here for next year's Australian Open. But any decision on that front will again be in the hands of the federal government.
I mean, it does go over a 3-year period, but there is the opportunity for them to return in the right circumstances, and that would be considered at the time.
For this year at least, tennis fans will have to look forward to seeing other top players on court.
Kind of bummed out. It's very disappointing, but, you know, the government's, I think they've done the right thing.
I think it's fantastic. Yeah, not a fan.
I'm just here just to enjoy the good vibes and everything like that.
For now, Djokovic's quest for a record 21st Grand Slam singles title remains out of reach. Amy Bainbridge, ABC News, Melbourne.
As the fallout from the Djokovic saga continues, people in Serbia are disappointed that their tennis champion has left Australia. Europe correspondent Isabella Higgins joins us now from the capital, Belgrade. Isabella, do we know where Djokovic is now?
Well, Juanita, it appears that the tennis star is headed back to his hometown. We've seen vision of him boarding a commercial flight out of Dubai back here to Belgrade. Now, of course, this case has struck a nerve with his home country. We've heard his government level threats and accusations back at Australia, but residents here have expressed their sadness, frustration and disappointment that they won't get to see the Serbian star play. Let's take a listen to how residents have responded.
They're going to regret it because they lost one of the great game players, one of the #1 in the world.
So Novak Djokovic may not be returning home with a new trophy, but there are certainly many here who are willing to give him a hero's welcome.
Isabella Higgins reporting there from Belgrade.